Hello friends, SentinalhMC here, coming to you slightly ill for another Techguns tutorial. I wanted to get this to you. The reason that there was no video yesterday is because I was sick. I mean, I'm still sick, but I felt good enough today to record a video. So yeah, let's get into it. So in this episode, we're going to take a look at two more guns. One of the guns we used in the last tutorial as a demonstration, which is the minigun. Today we'll learn how to craft it and how to use it, and its stats and everything. And as well, the bio gun, which is very interesting. And if you've ever played Unreal Tournament, you know exactly how this gun works, because that's what it was taken from. It works in the exact same way as in that game. So, working from left to right, we'll talk about the bio gun first. Now, in order to craft it, you obviously need one of its ammos. So in order to craft the bio gun, you first need a bio tank. So the bio tank is crafted with steel nuggets, 7 of them, and 2 glass blocks. And that only gives you one bio tank. Usually when you craft ammunition in this mod, you get multiples, but not for the bio tank. You only get 1 for this recipe. So you're going to have to use a decent number of steel nuggets, but since it's nuggets and not ingots, it's much more manageable. If this was ingots, this gun would be completely pointless because the magazines would cost too much, I think. So there we go. You can craft as many of these bio tanks as you like, and there you go. Once you have at least one bio tank, you have to be able to fill it with ammo. So to do that, you're going to need a chemical laboratory, but you're also going to need to craft something called biomass. Now the biomass recipe is a slime ball and 4 cactus greens, and that gives you 4 biomass. Now this isn't the only recipe. This recipe is dependent on what mods you have installed. So if I hit R on the biomass, you can see that we can also use coagulated blood and balls of goo, as well as gelatinous slimes. It just depends on what other mods are installed. Right? So if you got Tinker's Construct, you can use these other things like the gelatinous slime and the blood and the ball of goo. Ball of glue. Right? You can also use the green dye from Chromaticraft if you've got that as well. And there might be some other things in some other mods. But this is the base recipe. A slime ball and 4 cactus green. Now once you have that, go to the chemical lab. And you want to fill it with water. And then you will put your bio tank in. I'm just going to shift click it just because it might matter where it goes. Put your bio tank in and 1 biomass, and you'll get a full bio tank. So the recipe for biomass gives you 4. So if you made 4 of these bio tanks, then 1 craft of this would be enough to fill all of them, which is quite nice because you are going to need a lot of these. This gun, it goes through ammo at a decent rate. Now that you've got your bio tanks and you know how to fill them, we can craft the actual gun itself. So the bio gun is crafted with a pump mechanism, a steel receiver, and a plastic gun stock. So it's not very difficult to craft at all once you get to plastic. And then you have the bio tank. If you use a full one, the gun will be full. If you use an empty one, you'll have to reload. I'm very sorry if you can hear my coughing. So, I crafted it. I didn't mean to do that. I already have one. Let's just put that back in there. So here you have the bio gun. It looks just the same as the one in Unreal Tournament. And it works the same way too. You can left click to fire little globs. The globs will stick to surfaces. And if enemies touch them, they'll actually explode. Or, as you can see there, if you continuously fire at an existing glob, you make the glob bigger until it explodes, which is very neat. Now you can also hold down the right mouse button and it'll charge up a shot. The snow kind of messes with it, and it'll fire out a full-sized That was like a meteor thing that fell from the sky. I swear, always when I'm recording. Right, let's get back to this. So you hold down the right mouse button and you fire, and it fires a full-size glob. You only have to shoot it once to blow it up. But as you can see, probably, it will shrink over time, and it shrinks very quickly. See, it doesn't last very long. There you go. It's gone. Let's grab ourselves a spider spawn, because I'm pretty sure this is a landmine. That's how it worked in Unreal Tournament. Oh, come on, really? Really? I go to spawn a spider, and it spawns me one of those. Is he just taking damage because he's stuck in a block? Let's spawn him right here. Come on. Nope, it's not a mine. Either that or they have to be hostile. Alright, that's enough messing around with that. Let's check out the stats. Stats on the biogun are, it deals poison damage, 10 up close to 8 at its furthest range, with a range of 8, 15, and 35. Spread of 0.015, clip size of 30, reload time of 2.25 seconds, and an armor penetration of 15%. So it deals poison damage. That means that ballistic armor won't be that effective against it. So if somebody's wearing, you know, some like combat armor, they're not going to have defense against this, or not very much of it anyway. So let us spawn some stuff. Do I have those activate? Yes, I do. Let's just set it to night. Spawn some zombies. Not very many. It's plenty. Set it back to day. Oh, hello. Oh crap, I forgot. The turret's still down there. I forgot the turret was still there. And this as well. Yeah, go away, you. We don't want you killing all my zombies. That's funny. Totally forgot about that. Anyway. 2 shots to kill a zombie. Pretty nice. If I charge it up. It did a little more damage, but it still didn't kill him outright. But if I throw down a mine and shoot it, we can deal massive, pretty good AoE damage. See? Pretty nice. That I think is the best way to use this gun. If you have to clear out a crowd, that's definitely the best way to go, is to lay down one of those mines. Now, if we lay down 2 of them, the explosion of one does not detonate the other. You can also charge and charge for what looks like an even larger explosion. No, it wasn't. Anyway, let's go now into game mode 0. Oh, I got health. And we'll test a few things. First, let's get me to full health, and the easiest way to do that is just to set it to peaceful. While we wait for that, we'll just fire off a clip. See the reload speed. There we go. Alright. Now let's set this back to normal. We'll throw down, we'll right click, and you see what a full charge shot, how much ammo it uses. 3. And the explosion does deal self-damage, so you gotta be careful with this gun. Unless you have a lot of poison resistance, in which case you probably don't have to worry too much about it. Let's go back to game mode 1, because I fell in the hole. So there you go. It uses 3 shots when you hold down the trigger, the right trigger. And the explosion deals self-damage, so be very careful with the biogun. I get the feeling that the biogun is really more of a novelty than anything else. Could be very useful, I guess, against enemies that are vulnerable to poison and nothing else, but I can't really think of what that would be. I don't particularly think that it's a weapon that I would use very much. However, if you have a continuous supply of cactus green and then one of the other materials that here, like slime balls, then at least the ammo would be really cheap. A 2-shot kill weapon with 30 rounds in the magazine is pretty nice. You know, you could kill 15 enemies with 1 clip of magazine if you're good. But that's the biogun, straight out of Unreal Tournament. Now let's talk about the minigun. So you saw me use the minigun in the last video, and that turret down there was still set up with a minigun. So in order to craft a minigun, first thing you gotta do, we're going to craft the ammo drum. Now the minigun ammo drum is crafted using mechanical parts out of obsidian steel, which I have talked about in the past. It's obsidian steel plate and nether quartz in a metal press. 2 plastic sheets and 6 steel ingots gives you 4 minigun ammo drums. So they're not cheap as far as magazines go. But of course, once you've made the drum, you don't ever lose it, so it's fine. It's just an investment. Then you have to fill it. Now, you can't fill minigun ammo drums with just rifle bullets. You have to use these rifle bullet stacks. And you craft those quite simply with 4 rifle bullets. So combine 4 rifle bullets and you get 1 rifle bullet stack. And in order to fill the drum, you need 4 of those. Alright? So 4 times 4, that's 16. So you have to use 16 rifle bullets in order to fill the minigun ammo drum. Alright? Once you have a minigun ammo drum, whether it's empty or full, you can craft the actual minigun itself, which is 6 hardened steel barrels, a electric engine, an obsidian steel receiver, and an ammo drum, either full or empty. Yeah, this is the only gun that has this many barrels, but it's a minigun. What did you expect? It's basically it is a bunch of barrels on a motor. So then you get the minigun, which has a magazine size of 200, which, considering that you used 16 rifle bullets to fill it, that's really good ammo efficiency. So the minigun is actually quite efficient as far as the usage of the bullet items to actually fill the magazine. So let's just see. I wanted to just look and see, for my own information, how many of these you could make with a full stack of rifle bullets. Remember, rifle bullets are made in the ammo press. You get 8 of them at a time out of 2 copper or bronze ingots or tin and some lead or steel and gunpowder. So if you did that 8 times, you'd have a stack of 64, and then that crafts into 16 rifle bullet stacks. Yeah, which would be enough to fill 4 drums. So there you go. You can fill 4 minigun drums with 64 rifle bullets. Now, the minigun, it sounds like this. Unlike a real minigun, it doesn't have any spool up time. Although I don't know if real miniguns have spool up or if that's just a mechanic for video games, but I think they probably do. There's no spool up on this thing. As soon as you click the button, you're firing bullets. I don't think it's even possible to fire 1 bullet. We'll check it out in a moment. It'll fire bullets really quickly. This thing drains this ammo really fast. You gotta be careful. There's no zoom or anything. This isn't the saw from one of the COD games. You can't actually get a different angle on it. The stats on this are 5 to 3 damage. So the thing about the minigun is that it doesn't deal a ton of damage per shot. It deals its damage by throwing out a ridiculous amount of bullets. So you're only going to get 5 damage out of each bullet, which is less than you would get from rifle bullets from certain other guns. The range is 20, 40, and 50, so it's got a decent range on it. Spread is 0.025, clip size is 200, reload time is 5 seconds, with an armor penetration of 15%. So the reload time is really long on this thing. what you'd expect for a gun that fires 200 rounds. My recommendation would be to, just go to town on it. If you're in a situation where you need to use the minigun, you're just dumping bullets into stuff anyway. This would have come in handy during our dungeon run. So, we'll spawn a spider, and we'll see how many shots that it takes to kill it. 3. Oh, quit following me. I'm trying to get away from you. That's still 3. Now the question is whether we're firing one bullet or multiples. So... okay, so you can fire just one bullet. Alright. Let's set this to night. Spawn some zombies. Set it back to day. Ah! Zombies are bouncing around. Now, if you watch the turret episode, you would know that the minigun doesn't actually do that good of a job killing these zombies when it's on the turret, because it burst fires on each individual zombie. But when we're using it, we can just hold it down and massacre them. There's that reload. Very long. This is not... It's very interesting, the minigun, because as far as the number of bullets you get per rifle bullet items that you use, it's very efficient. However, since it doesn't deal a ton of damage per shot, if you're really concerned with efficiency per shot, i.e. dealing a lot of damage, you're going to deal a lot more damage per shot using a bolt-action rifle. It uses the same ammo, the rifle bullet. The problem with that is that you're going to have to craft a lot more rifle bullets, because the bolt-action rifle just uses them. So with the minigun, you are stretching out your rifle bullets quite a bit. You're just sacrificing damage per shot. So I cleared out a lot of zombies there very quickly, which is something that the bolt-action rifle wouldn't be able to do. So that's there. That's the minigun. And as you could see how long I could hold the fire down before the clip ran out, and how many zombies I could kill. So if you were in a dungeon, this would be very useful. It really would. But I wouldn't recommend it for a turret. As we saw in the previous episode, the one about turrets. The minigun in a turret has a habit of slowly burst firing each zombie down. And so it doesn't benefit from its greatest strength, which is firing out a ridiculous stream of bullets. You're better off, I think, if you're on a turret, using higher damage per shot weapons, because the turret has perfect accuracy. As far as I can tell. It doesn't miss. So anyway, that's that. The minigun will definitely fulfill all of your desires for a lead storm. I mean, there's no other gun in Techguns that can fire out ammo that quickly. No other gun that fires bullets that fast. Now, I don't think that this has any sort of safety feature. I don't think it can break anything. It's just bullets. But anyway, that's it for that. The biogun and the minigun. In the next episode, we'll take a look at some more items. Once we have exhausted everything that we can make without using the reaction chamber, we'll go ahead and cover the reaction chamber. And then we can get on to things like power armor, because that's what you need. You need the reaction chamber for that. And we'll be very close to the end there, because the reaction chamber doesn't actually craft all that much stuff. So we're getting closer to the end of the mod. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that my illness wasn't too detrimental to your viewing experience. And again, sorry there was no video yesterday, but that's why. So yeah, join our Discord if you're interested. Like and comment the video if you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching. I'm SentinalH, and I'm signing out.